What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE rejects Shane McMahon, a Bloodline member discusses Roman Reigns' huge return, of an AEW couple split, Logan Paul slams the Olympics, Samantha Irvin breaks the internet, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. As always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good is number 1, AEW using its top heel wisely. While AEW needs to improve in many areas, you can't fault its handling of its top heel MJF. The current American champion is more than AEW's top heel, he's a centerpiece of every show he appears on and he's used effectively. MJF's back and forth with Will Ospreay was entertaining, while it showed how phony MJF is as an American patriot and how sincere Ospreay is as a wrestler and a person. Ospreay played a sincere babyface without seeming sappy, as he promised to win the belt and restore integrity to the International Championship. AEW doubled down by having Don Callis family member Kyle Fletcher run in for the save after MJF ambushed Ospreay. Fletcher's promo was good and it gave him valuable time in the spotlight. At the same time, it added intrigue about how Don Callis will react to Fletcher's actions. Number 2, solid promos. Although Dynamite didn't have many star-studded matches, it featured an array of awesome promos. Indeed, last night's show was all about furthering All In through microphone work rather than matches. The promos worked incredibly well, whether it was Chris Jericho celebrating 102 days as FTW champion, complete with cake, or Toni Storm spilling her guts for a match against Mariah May. Number 3, terrific trios match. While the trios match wasn't a marquee match, it was an exciting and entertaining match that featured an eclectic array of talent and reminded fans that trios matches can further storylines, while also showcasing wrestlers who might not have enough star power to justify a singles appearance. Number 4, slamming Statlander vs Nightingale match. Last night's Chris Statlander vs Willow Nightingale match was a reminder that AEW's women's division has different styles of workers. In this case, Chris and Willow provided some power-based wrestling to change things up while furthering their feud. Number 5, Monet Corporation may get Mercedes momentum back. Could Camille aligning herself with Mercedes Moné be the shot in the arm the CEO needs to get back on track in AEW? It's too early to tell, but having the TBS champion form her own faction could help take some of the pressure off Moné, who has been cutting it on her own and giving other wrestlers like Camille time in the spotlight. Number 6, phenomenal build-up for All In. Is All In AEW's version of Wrestlemania? Well, it certainly seems so, judging by the number of major matches for the show, including some dream matches and intense build-up for all of them, whether it's Dr. Britt Baker vs Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay vs MJF, or Bryan Danielson vs Swerve Strickland in what could be Bryan Danielson's last match ever. Number 7, Danielson's story playing out perfectly. Bryan Danielson's story is playing out perfectly as the American Dragon prepares for his last hurrah. AEW has handled things superbly, with Bryan making it clear this could be his last match, and he's putting everything into his goal of becoming AEW World Champion at All In. Putting his career on the line might seem like a dead giveaway he's winning the title, but given what we know of his physical condition, there are no guarantees, as it's uncertain if his body can handle the physical toll of defending the title. Swerve Strickland's show of respect towards Danielson confirmed Strickland's status as a babyface, while his determination to win confirmed this will be a hard scrabble fight. Well, that was the good. What about the bad? It's number 1, a weak show compared to previous weeks. Dynamite took a little step back compared to the last 3 weeks of star-studded matches. Dynamite had some heated confrontations, but only one marquee match of Allen vs Page, which made for a bit of a letdown for fans expected to see some big matches. Although some might argue it's okay to step back for a moment and let fans catch their breath, fans should never feel as if they're watching a show on cruise control. That was nothing downright ugly. This was a decent addition of Dynamite, but as we've been saying for weeks, AEW needs to produce above average shows on a weekly basis if it wants to recapture its dwindling audience. What did you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks like WWE rejects Shane McMahon. On top of today's news is more information concerning the recent report of a meeting between Shane McMahon and AEW President Tony Khan. Some wrestling fans were curious why Shane McMahon would bother negotiating with AEW when he could simply return to WWE. Some recent remarks from Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio appear to provide some perspective. I know Shane McMahon has looked to get back in WWE. I know that people in charge of WWE have no interest in him. Could that change with the idea that he'd be willing to go to AEW? Maybe, maybe not. Would he really be willing to go to AEW? I don't know where his mind is. Shane got a lot of money if you compare the amount of money Shane got for the amount of work he did when he was an active few times a year pro wrestler. It was a really high number. Shane McMahon has had a hot and cold relationship with the WWE, a relationship that reportedly went sideways after the 2022 Royal Rumble. Russell Talks' Andrew Ravens elaborated on this, saying, "People in WWE soured on McMahon after the 2022 Royal Rumble debacle, where he reportedly tried to make the match about himself and add heat with wrestlers in the match for his conduct in Gorilla." Meltzer also discussed whether Shane is using the AEW Rumors to get back into the WWE. Like I said, it's a leverage play for him to get back in WWE. Wouldn't surprise me at all, but I know from people in WWE, yeah, like I said, he's tried to get back and they don't have any interest. There's a lot of negativity. I would say he's been there for a long time and he's coming back. It wasn't like when he was gone they were begging him to come back. Brendan McMahon pushed very hard for a long time for him to come back, and they took him back because there was injuries and they knew him and Undertaker was going to do business at WrestleMania 32. Now, Shane McMahon even provided a statement to Bully Ray that the WWE Hall of Famer read on Busted Open After Dark. Here's what he had to say. "Tony and I were connected through a mutual friend and we had a great meeting. We talked about many things, but mostly about our shared love for the business and the rewards and challenges of working with family. I congratulated him on a 5-year anniversary of AEW and look forward to how he evolves the business moving forward." Now, Shane McMahon potentially signing with AEW is already generating publicity, and an actual signing will draw even more. However, can AEW find a role for Shane that benefits the company? Next up, Logan Paul slams the Olympics. And the 2024 Olympics has caused much controversy, as Algeria's Iman Khalif beat Angela Carini after an incredibly short bout. Carini was then seen crying after a loss, and this has gone totally viral. WWE US Champion Logan Paul even gave his opinion on the matter. He tweeted out, "This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before your eyes. A biological man was allowed to beat up a woman on a global stage, crushing her live stream while fighting for her deceased father. This delusion must end." Now, some people agree with Logan Paul's opinion, but others have also slammed his opinion. But then after 2 hours of the tweet had gone public, Logan Paul then mentioned, "Oopsies, I might be guilty of spreading misinformation along with the entirety of this app. Although she's previously disqualified for failing a gender test and has XY chromosomes, some say that Iman Khalif was born a biological woman. I stand by my sentiment that biological men should not compete against biological women in any sport, and if you disagree, you're sick." Next up, WWE gives TNA star permission. Joe Hendry is training at the WWE Performance Center, but why? A new story concerning Joe Hendry shows just how much the WWE TNA collaboration is changing the wrestling landscape. Hendry recently spoke with Matt Camp on Camp's The Wrestling Match Show, revealing, "I'm in a situation where we're having historic collaboration between TNA Wrestling and WWE. We're in a situation where TNA Wrestling have worked it out with the WWE where I can appear on TNA Wrestling as a contracted talent, I can appear on NXT, and I can train at the Performance Center full-time and do indies and do signings. This is unprecedented. It's never been done before in the business. So thank you to TNA and WWE for figuring it out." Hendry isn't your average Joe and is one of wrestling's biggest rising stars. Nonetheless, he's not resting on his laurels, as he told Matt, "I have no ego when it comes to getting better. That's why I'm training at the Performance Center. I'm never going to just rest the skills that I've got. I'm always trying to build to something more. I'm very grateful to TNA Wrestling for giving me the opportunity to do that. I think I'm collaborating really well with management, and I think we're putting ourselves in a position to do historic business for TNA." While Hendry is currently working under a contract with TNA, rumor has it that WWE is very interested in signing him, and having him train at the PC could give him a leg up should he sign with the WWE down the road. This could lead to Hendry taking the express lane from NXT to the main roster, or even lead to him bypassing NXT altogether. Hendry explained that Shawn Michaels invited him to train at the PC and he jumped at the chance. While he has trained there before and with other wrestlers, this is a massive opportunity he's capitalizing on. Next up, a Bloodline member discusses Roman Reigns' huge return. Now, when is Roman Reigns returning to the WWE? Well, that's the million-dollar question that the WWE Universe hopes that will be answered this Saturday at SummerSlam. Anoa'i family member Zilla Fatu discussed this hot topic during an appearance on the Muscleman Malcolm show, saying, "I don't know. He doesn't tell anybody anything. Right now, it's very unpredictable, but when he does come back, it's gonna be crazy." Zilla also commented that he thinks Solo Sikoa should win the Undisputed Championship from Cody Rhodes. Next up, has an AEW couple split? Have Adam Cole and his girlfriend Dr. Britt Baker split up? While neither wrestlers commented on the relationship status, a recent social media update from Cole has led to speculation that the two are no longer together. Cole recently informed fans he's moving away from Florida, where he lived with Dr. Britt Baker, to his own place in Pennsylvania. Ringside News speculated about the situation, saying this announcement has led fans to question the status of Cole and Baker's relationship, especially since Baker's dental clinic and their shared residence are in Florida. The lack of recent social media posts featuring the couple, with neither having shared photos together for almost a year, has further fueled speculation. And finally, Samantha Irvin breaks the internet. And last but not least, a new selfie from WWE ring announcer Samantha Irvin has managed to break the internet. Samantha Irvin shared a magma hot photo of herself that leaves little to the imagination and is sure to make it even more popular with fans. Now, some fans are wondering why this hasn't led to any backlash from WWE, as after all, Mandy Rose was released from WWE for posting risque photos online. However, Samantha Irvin made it clear that there was nothing explicit in her photos, saying, "But you can't see anything." What do you guys think of it? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.